Hello there. So I've finally completed my build. The only change is probably replacing the second drive to a 2 TB drive because I saw a good deal for a 2 TB Gen 4 NVMe drive last week. So I'll probably be replacing the Samsung 980 to that 2 TB drive. But pretty much the core components are installed. And I did run some benchmarks, but no gaming benchmarks, just the usual PC Mark, 3D Mark, and the rest of them, just to make sure that they run, they run properly. So no gaming benchmarks. I actually just opened an account with Steam again. It's been a long time since I've gone to that site, and I did just buy Doom Eternal. So I haven't even gone, I didn't even get any time to play or set up and play it basically. So if you want to see gaming benchmarks, I'm running a 6800 XT, so there's a lot of sites that have benchmarks for those, so I'll probably be getting the same numbers or similar numbers to what they have anyways. Okay, so here's the final, or I guess except for the Samsung, this is probably the final list of the components of the new hotness basically. So it's replacing my old Phenom 2. I overclocked it to 3.5. I'm not sure what the default was, but when I overclocked it, I left it alone till even now. So it's running 3.5 gigahertz. It's a Phenom 2 960, I think. That's the old and, well, it's not really busted, but yeah, the old and busted, you could say. And the new hotness so is here, and I've installed Windows 11, Office, and all of the stuff I need for work. So it's pretty good. I tested it already. So starting next week, I'll be using it to log into work and work whenever I'm working from home, basically. Okay, so for CPU, I got the Intel Core i7 12700K. Basically it's the Core i7, the 12th gen Alder Lake 12-core CPU that they have. For heatsink, I got the Noctua NH-C14S 140 millimeter version. It only has one fan, just one 140, and it's placed on the bottom part of the heatsink, blowing through the motherboard, the CPU and the motherboard. And for the motherboard, I have the MSI MPG Z690 Edge Wi-Fi DDR4. I decided to go the DDR4 route because it was just hard to get DDR5. For memory, I got the Team T-Force Delta RGB for 8 GB modules. It's a DDR4 3600. And for my main drive, I have a Crucial P5 Plus 1 TB PCIe 4 NVMe M.2. And my secondary drive, for now, it's a Samsung 980 1 TB PCIe 3 NVMe. And then the video card, which, I actually had to drive 400 miles to get this. It's a Powercolor Radeon AMD Radeon RX 6800 XT. I feel you if you're not able to get any video card. I'm actually lucky that I could drive there, and I do have friends down in LA, so I did spend time there hanging out and getting this video card basically. For power supply, I got the EVGA SuperNOVA 1000 G6 80 plus gold. And for the case, I got the Corsair iCUE 220T RGB Airflow. I was initially looking at the 4000D. Actually, it looked good, but I wanted something a little smaller basically. I didn't want something that, it's still considered a mid case, but I just wanted to get something that's a bit smaller than that or more compact. And this 220T really fit the bill. And for intake fans, I got two 140 millimeter Arctic color white fans, and one 120 Thermalright slim fan, so that the video card would fit, because when I had the 120 Corsair fan there, it was hitting the fan already, the end of the video card, so I had to replace it. For the exhaust fans, I got the the Corsair fans that came with the case. There was 3, so the 2 of them I'm using, one on top and one at the back, and all of the case fans are attached using rubber, those rubber grommet type, those rubber grommet that you just use to hook them, so to reduce the noise and vibration, which I think is very effective. I mean, even with all the fans, the noise doesn't really bother me. Okay, so that's it for the parts. Now I'll show the BIOS after this, where I did enable the CPU boost and XMP. For, I guess you could consider that overclocking. I mean, that just makes it easy. I remember the first time I did overclock was, well, back in the day in the 90s, was a Cyrix M2. That was the chip I think I had before. And my video card then I think was a Voodoo Banshee, if I remember right. And well, of course, I was under my parents' roof at that time, and they were the ones, paying for the computer. So I don't think we really had an Intel, actual Intel, because we've always had a budget, and we'd get a PC that's either close to comparable, or I think they called it, what did they call it before? What did we call it before? Compatible or clones to the Intel. So Cyrix, I remember having that as the first one that I toyed with overclocking. So now it's amazing. Just go to the BIOS, and they do have that. There are more deeper ways to overclock it. I saw some some tutorials online, but I'm not going to do that. Basically, I just want to push it to where I could push it and leave it as is and let it run for years, or until it breaks, basically. Then I'll show the Radeon software after that with the settings that I have. It's overclocked a tad bit. I'm not push stuff basically to what I could get away with and what's reasonable, where your system is not crashing. And then I will have the I'll post the Wi-Fi speed, because I'm not using LAN. I really like the board that I mean, this board has the Wi-Fi already built in, so I'm using the Wi-Fi. I disabled the LAN on the BIOS too, because I probably will not use that. And then I'll post the benchmarks all throughout. And in the end, I'll turn the PC on so you could see the components inside and hear the noise. So hopefully, I don't notice the fan noise at all. It's under my desk. During the daytime, I don't really notice it. And, when it's quiet, I would probably hear it. And when I was doing benchmarks, actually, you'll hear the fans ramping up. Okay, let's go through it then. there we go. So I really hope this helps your build. And you know, it's hard time right now for components and the inflation and getting a GPU. So you could actually get a K chip for now if you want to. I mean, if you're not gonna game, a K chip, and just wait for a video card to, you know, when the new video card comes here. The ones from Intel are coming. The new ones, the cheaper ones from NVIDIA and AMD are coming next year too, I believe. So, you know, if you're not gonna, or you're gonna be a light gamer, you could just have the K-chip, use the integrated graphics for now, use it for work. It's a very fast and powerful chip. That's it. I hope this helped your build too, and have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. So, thanks for watching.